Hello everybody, my name is Wimirhan Manazam. I'm the student of 6th grade of school, number 2, named after Shohan Wuli Khan. Today I'm going to tell you about Charles Dickens and his biography. Charles Dickens was born on February 7th, 1812 in Portsmouth on the southern coast of England. He was the second of 8 children born to John Dickenс, a naval clerk who dreamed of striking it rich, and Elizabeth Barrow, who aspired to be a teacher and school director. Despite his parents' best efforts, the family remained poor, but nevertheless happy in the early days. In 1816, they moved to Chatham, Kent, where young Dickens and his siblings were free to roam the countryside and explore the old castle at Rochester. Dickens was a sickly child and prone to spasms, which prevented him from playing sports. He compensated by reading avidly, including such books as Robinson Crusoe, Tom Jones, Peregrine Pickle, and the Arabian Nights, according to The World of Charles Dickens by Philip Martin. In 1822, the Dickens family moved to Camden Town, a poor neighborhood in London. By then, the family's financial situation had grown dire, as Charles' father had a dangerous habit of living beyond the family's means. Eventually, John was sent to prison for debt in 1824, when Charles was just 12 years old. He boarded with a sympathetic family friend named Elizabeth Rylance, who later inspired the character Mrs. Pipchin in Dickens' 1847 novel Danby and Son, according to Dickens, a biography by Fred Kaplan. When Dickens was 15, his education was pulled out from under him once again. In 1827, he had to drop out of school and work as an office boy to contribute to his family's income. However, as it turns out, the job became a launching point for his writing career. Within a year of being hired, Dickens began freelance reporting at law courts of London. Just a few years later, he was reporting for 2 major London newspapers. In 1833, he began submitting sketches to various magazines and newspapers under the pseudonym Boz, which was a family nickname. His first published story was A Dinner at Poplar Walk, which ran in London's monthly magazine in 1833. Seeing his writing in print made his eyes overflow with joy and pride. According to Dickens' a biography, in 1836, his clippings were published in his first book, Sketches by Boz. Dickens later edited magazines, including Household Words and All the Year Round, the latter of which he founded. In both, he promoted and originally published some of his own work, such as Oliver Twist and Tale of Two Cities. Charles Dickens was a British author, journalist, editor, illustrator, and social commentator who wrote the beloved classics Oliver Twist, A Christmas Carol, and Great Expectations. His books were first published in monthly serial installments, which became a lucrative source of income following a childhood abject poverty. Dickens wrote 15 novels in total, including Nicholas Nickleby, David Copperfield, and A Tale of Two Cities. His writing provides a stark portrait of poor and working-class people in the Victorian era that helped to bring about social change. Dickens died in June 1807 at the age of 58 and is remembered as one of the most important and influential writers of the 19th century.